We are live, I think. Welcome to the stream, the best place on YouTube to get knowledge in crypto. And if you want to put a comment, you want to request a question, feel free. We've got a first guy here, Matt Owen. And I just need to double check that we're okay with the audio. Feel free. We've got a first guy here. We're all good. We're all good. So I wanted to talk through a few things today. Obviously, we're going to continue our journey on talking about DeFi. We're going to continue our journey and how this can help you guys. And I want to hear stories or examples of how you have used DeFi to help. So I went with a few more viewers and I'm going to go through a couple of bits on the screen. I just need to zoom in a bit just to get my point across as to what I mean. Let's get these here. And I'm going to keep referring back to this because this is literally 99% of people. 99% of people is this. So let me know if you guys have seen this meme before, right? And this guy here, this guy, and it's clearly an American, but it's the same principle in pretty much any country in the world. And this will be some of your friends, some of my friends, some of your friends' friends. And the basis of this whole meme is telling the group or your friend something and I'm just completely not even entertaining what you're talking about. At the start of the year, as it is 2026, I was in a group chat, said Happy New Year, and if anyone wants information or help with the two things that I've been doing for 5 years, crypto or YouTube, maybe they want to start a channel, maybe they want to, sell a membership, whatever they want to do, but build a presence online for YouTube and having a community through that possibly, or selling whatever, or getting into crypto. I will help you out. I'll meet with you. We'll sit down wherever, a cafe, and we can discuss in 2026 how you're going to make it your year. You're going to lock in. That's what I said to them. Right. And I've even in the group sent them not necessarily these screenshots because these are some of the guys in our group. This is the one that I mentioned before on the email and the Telegram that I sent out, and how people are using DeFi to earn daily, monthly, weekly income, etc. Right? I said to them, look at this. I can help you understand what DeFi is. I can help you with learning what I know. Right? So I presented that to them in the group and said, look, I can help you with YouTube and crypto. And again, this was the reply. Man, that's crazy. Catch the game last night. And when I posted this, it pretty much wasn't even this reply, It was literally nothing. Crickets. Tumbleweed. And then, obviously, 200 messages later is all about this. And I think a lot of people in crypto find this quite often when you're around your friend's house, around your family's house, you're talking about maybe a new crypto coin, maybe you're talking about someone you know in crypto. It could be yourself that's made gains in crypto. You explain it to them, or you could be explaining DeFi, to be honest with you. You could be into DeFi and you could have tested at the pools. You could say you watch this guy online, me, And he's talking about DeFi, and you've tested it out, and you make it XYZ. Fair enough. And 9 times out of 10, or even 99 times out of 100, you'll get this reply from this meme over and over again. And that's the unfortunate state that we're in at the moment, is the fact that normies you just can't help them, right? And that's the same with me on this channel. I present the information to you. You can binge watch it all you want, but try it out. Try it out. Do not be this guy, right? Because price of everything's going up. Nothing's getting better financially. This particular guy in this picture will complain about the price of everything, and he'll complain about everything costing more, can't go on vacation, whatever it is, but still will do absolutely nothing when given the information or advice in front of him, which is to try and seek what it is. And it doesn't have to be DeFi, it can be crypto, right? So when we're in crypto, a lot of people will go on here, or CoinMarketCap usually, they would have done the research on whatever particular crypto they want to buy, had a look at the chart. This one isn't fantastic, I'm not going to lie. But we've gone through the chart. We've gone on the website, had a look at it, seen what it's about, literally studied this to a T. This is what I did in 2025. Studied this to a T, gone on this website, and they would have, put it in here and gone, right, well, if I buy this now at this price, what was it at all-time high? Right, no worries. So if I buy it now, I'm going to get 5x. That's what everyone thought, right? How much AVAX am I going to buy? Well, I'm going to buy I'm going to buy 1,000 AVAX, $12,000. And guess what? 1,000 AVAX is going to get me $69,000. Easy, yeah? That's what we all thought. And despite the worst, this here, that I show all the time, which is awful, despite this saying the bull run isn't over, we've not got the altcoin season we wanted, right? So that was most people's 2025. This was my 2025, your 2025. Don't get me wrong, I had coins that went up. I've spoke about them a million times. So we had Keter. Mentioned that. That went up. I took profits, like I said, at $1.09 on the way up. Still has some. Over the previous year, took some in FET before it all went to shit, which it has done, unfortunately. And there's been a few other coins that I've taken profits with, and my Bitcoin has gone up. But the crazy altcoin season that everybody wanted did not come, right? So now, this is why in 2026, and I keep emphasizing it, you've got to do something different. That is why DeFi is what I'm talking about. And that's what we teach in the group. And the way you can set it up is boring, but it prints more of the coins you like. All you need to do is find your coin. There's a lot of XRP guys in a pool you like, with an API you like. Right, this one's 74% over the year. And on average, that's what it's projected to accumulate over the year. Right? This website, VFAT, is probably not the best for visualizing what you can get. So that's why I always show this one, Orca. So you go on here and you filter it however you want to filter it, you know? Go on an example pool and you can work out at the range you want as to how much yield based on how long it will stay in range you can get for the price. So if you have $16,000 of Solana at this range, 11%, that is $1,800 a month. You ideally want to set it within a larger range because the longer it's in, the better it's gaining fees. So you may go a lot farther range. But again, so that's $927 a month off 15K. Now I don't know what size portfolios you guys have. There's a mixture in the group. You got guys who've got 1 million all the way down to 10K, right? So everyone is different. Everyone is different, right? I'm just testing a small amount. You know that. I've shown it 1 million times on here. And I've just kept taking the profits and putting it back in my wallet with this 2.5K here. You know? But again, it's up to you what you do. It's up to you how much you put in. You can test it with $50. It's so easy to go on here, see if I'm talking shit, basically. Put $133 in here, gets $10 a month back. Test it, see if it works. See how the range works. Get used to withdrawing the liquidity, putting it back in. You know? Got a question from Alex. Made about 50 quid in yield in 4 days, but Trump obliterated the value of the coins and 200 quid down. So this is it as well. My advice would be is to use the coins you have researched and you like. This isn't a channel where I just say, look, these are the coins to buy. The idea is you've done the research on your coins, right? And you're like, right, well, the coins I've got that I want to use to yield is XRP, Solana, I don't know, Bitcoin Cash, Chainlink. Let's say you just want to yield them. So then all you do is have a look on here and pull them in and see what there is and set up some positions, test them out. And that's it. That's how simple it is, you know? And again, if you want further help with that, you can download the DeFi guide that I've got, the free one. And again, you can book a call with the team and join the group. Simple. But I don't know if you've done this, Alex, but it sounds like if the obliterate the value of the coins. So I don't know if this was October 10th when everything nuked, or it was related to what you had, like a shitcoin, for example, because the highest yield is in these low cap coins, right? That's where the low cap high yield comes from. How do you wrap coins? It depends on, very broad question. It depends on what you mean by wrapped, because obviously if you want to use your Bitcoin in a pool, you need to wrap it. Usually on the Ethereum network, you can wrap it directly within an exchange, depending on what wrapped Bitcoin it is. It could be Coinbase Bitcoin, which is CBBTC, or it could be the wrapped Bitcoin, which is on the Ethereum network, which you can swap on many decentralized exchanges or on an exchange. You know, we have got like a spreadsheet and a tracker and loads of stuff to help guys in the group in terms of the pairs and everything, etc. But for me, sometimes keeping it simple is the best thing, you know. Sometimes keeping it simple is the best way to go about it. Oh, this is interesting. There's actually, let's go back on here. There's a new position simulator. If you guys can see this. Position simulator on Orca, which is interesting. So it's showing you initial deposit, timing range, estimated yield, position value, opportunity cost, and versus hodling, how much you would get, which I think is pretty cool, actually. So again, play around with that if you're not sure of anything. But the idea is you're not doing this, right? I know what it's like. I know what it's like constantly checking your portfolio. I know what it's like the moment Bitcoin goes up 5%, 10%, the moment the portfolio goes up 5%, 10%. And that is what it's like with hodlers. If you're hodling or just holding your crypto, you are hoping, you know, you are hoping. And it's weird because it's in stark contrast to people who hold stocks. So, you know, generally if people have stocks and shares in the S&P 500, right? People have stocks and shares in the S&P 500, and if that's the only tracker they have or indices or whatever, they won't check their portfolio every day because they know that over a year period, it's usually about 10%. It goes up each year, 10% and 10% and 10%. So they know on the basis of that it's pointless looking at the portfolio because the minor rises and falls, usually over a 12-month period, will even out and get them again. So they ain't checking the portfolio. They just know that in the background is earning money. Flip that with your average crypto holder is checking this every day because they know or they hope that altcoin season comes, their coin goes crazy, the market goes crazy every single day, every single day, every single day, every single day, right? But the mindset you should be in is, well, if you are setting up something like this is the new set and forget. If you have a wider range, and if you look at this with the wider range, if you put it between 148 and 117 Solana, it's been within that range for 2 months, over 2 months now. And it is boring, but if you set and forget, that is earning yield for you. And you're not overall checking your portfolio all the time, you know, because you know that you're earning more Solana and you're earning more cash from just leaving it. You know, the minor fluctuation in price, because Solana's gone up and down within this, you know, one day it's 121, then one day it's 149. It's still yielding you money. If price dips out of range to the downside and you have, say, Sol USDC, will the pool stay open and start earning the fees again once it goes back into range? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. So sometimes you may not have to always reset the pool because it'll just come back in. So if you had, and let's use this as an example here, right? If you had this range, and let's just tighten it a bit to here. So what would happen is when it's at this bottom bit, the bottom of your range, let's say, is 119 Solana. Solana dipped one day at 116, another day at 117. So for that brief period, it dipped out of range. You wouldn't earn any fees, but then when it comes back in range, you would. And that is kind of why it is better to have a higher range. And obviously there's different strategies you can do. So I know people in the group that will have a normal pool or a blue chip pool. For example, this one. And side note here, Jürgen, see, he's talking about this particular pool. Thanks for your PDF, no worries. Someone will have a normal pool like this, and then they may have a meme coin that they bought ages ago, whatever it is. Let's have a look. Let's find a meme coin. Meme. I'll show any coins you want me to look at. Categories. In fact, we'll just search here. Categories. Meme card and all those. Right, here we go. So some guys in the group have got a normal pool, such as USDC Solana, Solana USDC, but they're either taking the profits that they're making from it and they want to put it in a risky one, or they've got a coin that they bought ages ago and they think, right, is there a pool for it? Yeah. So they might think, right, well, I've still got fart coin. What can I do? So they'll go on VFAT. What can I own with fart coin? UFART, is that it? This isn't a good example. There's no fart coin. What a shame. Let's see Bonk. I know Bonk's it's Bonk Solana, I think it is. There we go. So then they'll be like, right, I want to earn interest on my Bonk. So then they find a pool, 34%, not the greatest. But some will actively search on here in the pools for ones that are paying ridiculous fees or ones that have ridiculous APY, right? For example, this one looks pretty insane. 8,000%, right? Is it extremely risky? Yes, but that's what people will do, right? Because they know that the profit they've made from the normie pool, which is this, they can then put into something ridiculous like this. So this says Jasmine, right? Let's have a look. Is there a Jasmine pool? Yes, so there you go. Jasmine pool, probably about 13%, I would say. So again, that's what guys are doing, you know. And is there a downside? Like anything in crypto, there's always a risk. The protocol you're using could get hacked. That's probably the main risk, to be honest. But again, being in crypto, never put what you can't afford to lose in. And going back to initially getting into crypto, if someone has entered crypto with their life savings, then that's a bad idea as well. You know, don't enter crypto with your life savings, because if you lose it, then you'll cry. You know. And again, I could show this website. I could force, or these pools, I could force them on my friends and say, look, just do this. Do me a favor. Have you got $100? Put it in this. But again, this is the reply that I'll get. This is the reply every single time. You know? Every single time. And as much as you try helping people, it doesn't happen. But the idea as well with this channel, now and going forward, is to try and help people as much as possible. Because the thing that's not helping anyone in crypto is the usual videos. I mean, we all know the videos, right? And you can literally just Google it, because this is the most common thing that people search for, right? Is this shit. This is what people search. Top 5 altcoins. Look, 5 cryptos that can 100x. Top 3 coins to buy now. Top 5 altcoins. XRP domination. This is just regurgitated bullshit. Top 5 crypto to buy. All this. Top 5 cryptos. Top 7 altcoins. Early buyers will make millions. You know, and don't get me wrong. I've made videos like this before. But to continue making these videos in 2026 is insane, because it ain't helping anyone. I've been there so many times to look at, the coins I've got. I don't know if they're still there, actually. Celsius. So this is what I was Googling back in the day. Actually, no. Sell token, price prediction. See, look. Celsius Millionaire. I don't know if this guy's still got a channel.
Boom shakalaka. What will...
Oh my God, he does.
Boom shakalaka. What will... Boom shakalaka.
See this? This is stuff I was looking at. Celsius price predictions. And I think a lot of them got removed now, to be honest with you. But the particular one I looked at was saying that Celsius token was going to $260, right? And I was looking at this. Let's have a look. Sell token. I don't know what price this is now. $2 cents. Yeah, so the highest it ever got was $8, I think. And if you can imagine, I bought this around $2, right? So I'm looking on YouTube, and all I'm looking for is Celsius price predictions. And again, when someone says $260, when it costs you $2 to buy, and I had £6,000 worth of this token at £6,000. Let's just put the maths in. 6,000 times by 130, so 130x. Yeah. So this is what I'm imagining. When they're saying the coin is going to $260, I bought it for $2. I'm thinking this is it. This is what I'm going to get from my £6,000 investment. And that is what happens time and time again when we go on YouTube and search for whatever coin price prediction. You know, maybe apart from Bitcoin, but you know what I'm saying. Like whatever it is, whether it's you know, what have I've got the Solana pump .fund pool. So it's like Solana price prediction, pump price prediction, Kita price prediction. And then it gives people false hope, you know? And people will watch over and over again the videos, and XRP is one of the worst ones for this, where it's going to 10K, it's going to whatever price. And guess what? It just never does. It never will. Not in the next 5 years anyway. It's just the constant dangling of a carrot. And nobody's making money. All everyone is doing is just watching videos and buying more of the coin and not actually making any money. That is just the same thing over and over and over again. Right? But the difference between constant price predictions and constant hopium, and let's be honest, it's the website I showed you before. This one, you know, what coin have I got? Put it in here. Oh, I've got Solana. You know, oh, the guy on YouTube said the price is going to whatever. You know, it's going to the same market cap as Bitcoin. So that means that we're going to have $5,000 Solana. I'm going to do 34x. You know, I've got $5,000. I've got $10,000 worth of Solana, and it's going to do 34x. Going to be rich. There's a massive difference between the hopium of some random guy saying that with zero actual factual evidence behind it, no matter how much they say there is evidence, and going on something and just trying it out yourself and practically seeing how it works, you know, because the pending yield, the estimated yield on here, you know, $213 a month. This varies. It was 400 before, but you know, you can see it in real time happening, pending yield. So this is not a prediction. It's literally just showing you what's happening, and you can test it, you know, and there's no worrying so much about the price. Obviously, you want it to stay within the range, but it goes out of range, right? No worries. Is it going to come back in? Depending on what your range is, leave it a day or two, it's back in, or you reset it, you know, rather than just holding on and waiting for that insane price prediction that will not happen. And unfortunately, that's what I did with Celsius Network. You know, there was no Celsius DeFi tool then. But I do want to cover how people have used DeFi before and lost money. And a lot of it is because they don't understand how they work, or they have entered at the wrong time. So this is what I did. I entered one of these pools, and this was a long time ago, 4 years ago. And from this pool, I was earning cake, which is pancake swap. But the reason, in my opinion, DeFi liquidity pools are better to get into now rather than 6 months ago is everything is down. So whilst everything is down, it's better to accumulate, right? Because if you're accumulating something at the top, and this is what I did, I didn't understand why I wasn't making any money. we had Pancake Swap in the 2021 bull run. You've got numbnuts here accumulating it at the top, right? So I'm accumulating it, but the asset starts going down in price all the way from, and in a quick time, actually, it was at $40 in 7th of May. And by the end of the month, it's halved in price. So it doesn't matter how much I'm accumulating in this liquidity pool when the price of the asset is tanking, you know? So if we look at the pool I'm doing, which is this, Solana, if I started accumulating at $250 Solana, then the price goes down, I'm losing money. However, now it's literally half the price it was a few months ago. So I'm accumulating it cheaper, and then when it does go back up, then I've accumulated more of the asset that I want. And it's not to say the argument isn't, is Solana a bad asset? Is Solana a good asset? Because you may think it's garbage, but the actual principle of it is most of you, well, all the coins that we've got would have gone down in value now from where they were previously. So this is why 2026, in my opinion, even if it is a consolidation year, good. Use it to attain more crypto. And you may not want to use it to attain more crypto. You may just want to use it for income. Because people are sick of crypto. Let's be honest. Like, there's a lot of people leaving crypto. A lot of people leaving crypto. And the reason is because they're sick of buying crypto and it going down or going sideways and not seeing a ROI on it. So they've left, right? They've left because they've got bored or they wanted their assets to go quicker and it didn't happen. But technically, if you just use your existing assets that you've done your research on, you know, I don't like XRP, but you may hold XRP and you may want more XRP. Great. Find a liquidity pool, deposit the liquidity, earn more XRP. You don't have to buy anymore. You know, the money that you may have put aside to DCA into XRP, you can use for something else. Or if you just want to stay with the XRP you've got, you may want to earn and use that money for something else. So instead of you putting $500 in a month to XRP, it's paying you $500 a month. Think of it as that way, right? And there's the other end of the chain, which is the maxes, BTC maxes. I know a few of them. People accumulating Bitcoin, but you can put that to work. You know, owning Bitcoin without doing anything with it could be likened to having a house, but not renting it out. You know, a house that you don't live in. So you may have a house somewhere that, of course, is going up in value because over time, that's generally what happens. But if you're not renting it out, you're not taking advantage of it. So you may have Bitcoin and you may yield that Bitcoin. You know, there's Bitcoin stablecoin pools, there's Bitcoin Ethereum pools out there, and you may want to yield that. And just whilst we're here, shout out to Bitpanda. I've been working with these guys in 2026. There's about 500 cryptos you can buy on here. So if you're looking for a new place to buy crypto, link in description. Unfortunately, sponsor Arsenal, by the way. I'm not an Arsenal fan, as you can tell. So we talk about Bitcoin. And a thing that some of the guys in the group are doing, and I've shown this on stream before, is lending off the Bitcoin. So what that means is locking up the Bitcoin, getting 20 to 30% out in like a stable coin, and then using that to yield more crypto, right? It's simple when you know how. And if you're wondering, Matt, what are you trying to sell? What are you trying to sell us? I'm selling nothing. If you want to join our community, if you want to be part of the community and you want to have your hand held and learn this, you can do. If not, you can try it all completely for free. That's it. The information's free. And what I've said before as well is there's no secret coin either. There's no secret coin that you buy that will do this. It's your own coins. There's no secret behind the paywall. It's all education, education, education. And that's why the group is called the 10K Fast Track, because we try and fast track your education in DeFi as soon as possible. You know, just like if you go to the gym, everyone understands what to do in the gym. But if you want to fast track, you get a PT. That's the same, is it? Exactly the same principle. Right? And again, for your research, don't know why this is just gone off. Again, for your research, if you want to dive heavily into anything I've spoken about or research these platforms, take a look on DeFi Llama. Everything is on here. Everything is on here. So again, we've got Orca. There it is. See it slowly going up with the total value locked. 323 million. And you can do your own research on here. It's got profits. It's got everything. Earnings. How it all works. You've got information about yields. You've got information about lending. You've got information about earning on your stable coins. You've got information about metrics. And there's stuff you can pay for and stuff that's free. There's so much information here. But like I said, obviously, if you want to fast track that, you can book a call. You can join the group. Or do nothing, you know. Do nothing. Think it's a scam. And be, you know, this guy here. And the guy at the barbecue that doesn't listen. And another thing that people will say with, especially with crypto and maybe DeFi, is, I could show you this. Just zoom in a bit. So I could show you this. And these pools could have gone, right? They're probably paying lower yield now. So the cynic in you will say, well, that guy got lucky. That guy got lucky. He did that and he got lucky. That's not going to happen to me. And that's the same with everything, really. If you have that mentality. People who look at other people that bought Ethereum under $100, Bitcoin under $5,000, under $1,000, people say, oh, they're lucky. But, all right, they got in earlier. They found stuff earlier. But you make your own luck in a sense of, if you stick at one thing long enough, you can make it work. So the person that bought Ethereum or Bitcoin at extremely cheap prices could have easily sold it a few months later and then left crypto. You know, I know one guy who bought Ethereum at under $100 and he had a lot of it. But if he bought it, say, at $50 and then sold it for $80 and sailed off into the sunset, he's obviously not making as much as he did because he's not stuck at it. So part of it was luck, but part of it was his determination to actually stick at something and make it work, right? If you've tried DeFi before and it's not worked, maybe you didn't try it long enough. Maybe you didn't understand it well enough. Maybe you didn't educate yourself on it well enough. Maybe you went into a shitcoin pool. Maybe you used a shit protocol. Maybe you didn't understand that you were getting into a farm instead of a pool. Maybe you were staking something that was locked up. There's several different factors involved, right? And people will just dismiss things, or they'll make excuses if they are not getting the success that they've seen from someone else. So people entering crypto, maybe in 2025, may be thinking, well, this is a scam. I've got into crypto January 2025. It's December 2025. I've been in it 12 months. I've no ROI. I'm leaving. I'm going off buying Apple stock, gold, silver, because that's going up. You name it. But maybe if they just stuck at it longer, studied it better, educated themselves more, had a look at what is within crypto that they could do, i.e., this is what the information I'm showing now, which is monetizing your existing assets. Maybe if they did that, then they'd win and they'd stick around and they could see it working for them. Because the majority of people who join crypto are looking for a quick win. And the reason I've got not as many views, the reason I've not got as many subs is because the majority of people in crypto are looking for what I showed you before. What's the top 5 coins? What coins should I buy now? What's going to 100x? What's going to 20x? When's XRP getting to 10k? Because that's the short-term gambling mentality, right? And a lot of people will say, well, what about these then? Is this gambling? Is this gambling? Not if you know what you're doing. Obviously, if you're going to a shitcoin pool, it's gambling, right? It is gambling. But if you understand what you're getting into, you understand the risks, you understand what happens when it goes out of range, in range, etc., you educate yourself on how to do it, and you can manage it yourself, then at least give it a good go and see what happens. You know? And that is what I try to teach, and that is what I try to get across to people in these new videos, and try and give as much value as I can on screen, instead of just the same old regurgitated shit that that every YouTuber does, you know? Because they're just going for views. I ain't going for views. I get 500, 600 views per video now, when previously I could have got thousands. But to be honest with you, the videos, in my opinion, they're not delivering enough value, and that's why I've hit a lot of them, because there's just, for me personally, there's no value in them. And the ones that I've been pointing out recently, a lot of people have been thanking me and saying, thanks for the information I've learned. It's been really helpful. Good. That's what I want. That's what I want. If I can't help my friends, i.e. this guy, hopefully I can help some stranger, maybe on the other side of the world, to monetize their crypto and to not just hold on to their crypto and hope that something is going to happen out of nowhere, and it's just going to wake up one day and XRP is going to be 10k or whatever, you know? But always be aware, if you've got a load of coins that in this bull run we had, and yes, it was a bull run because Bitcoin went crazy, Solana went crazy, XRP did a 5-6x. If you've got coins, and it's most likely ones that are out of the top 100, so I'll just pick a random one. If you've got coins, let's say this, I don't know what this is, and in 2025, bull run, they've clearly not done anything, then accumulating more of that, maybe not the best idea. Maybe not the best idea. And no offense to anyone that owns this coin, you don't have to be a TA expert to see this isn't going anywhere, right? And I remember someone saying on the stream, another old coin I had, this one, look at this. This is down 97%. And there'll probably still be people in the chat, I have this coin, yeah, it's going to the moon, or it's going to go back up soon to all-time high. And if you think that, great, but, you know, we've had a bull run and it's not done anything. And is it really going to do anything? You know? So sometimes yielding something that's just going to oblivion maybe isn't the right call. But if you've got semi-decent cryptocurrencies, that you can find a liquidity pool for, then good. The start of it is having something you can yield that's decent. Because if you just yielding shit, it's like monopoly money. It's not real. You're just yielding something that's going down. And just like me yielding that token in 2021, there was an all-time high. Yours are just going to keep going down and down and down and down. What is this down now? Down 98.2% in a year, this coin. Imagine you started yielding it at the start of the year. No matter how much of this coin you have, it's gone to zero, unfortunately. So stage one, if you're looking to do this, if you're looking to get into DeFi and liquidity pools, stage one is your coin actually okay? Because if it looks like this, then there's probably no point getting into DeFi. If it's ranked 2000 and this is your main bag, I worry. You know, I really do worry. But that's where some people are at, you know, and that is the polarity that we have in the world. You will have someone who's all in on a coin like this, who wastes their money, let's be honest, on buying more of it. And then you've got this guy who has no money or wastes his money, maybe not on a barbecue, but maybe on other shit, who doesn't have crypto, but is unwilling to give anything other than the normal route of the boring savings account, the S&P 500, and that's it, you know? Because this guy is never, as much as you want him to show him this, that's all he's ever going to say. That's all he's ever going to say. You cannot convince everyone to try something. And that is the same with you guys. You may watch this and think, this is a load of shit, which is fair enough if you do. Fair enough. But if you can go out and try it, you can see what I'm talking about and try it yourself. That is the beauty of it. I've said it so many times. The beauty of what I'm talking about is the ability to go out and do it yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. You may think, oh, this is Photoshop, this is AI. Go out and try it. Go out and try it. Tell me your results. Tell me how you're doing. We've had a few guys in the we had a few guys in the chat saying it. This guy's downloaded my PDF and he's earning. There you go. And it does feel good that just by me coming on here, talking to no one, that it's helping people and they're realizing that they're going to do something different in 2026 than they did in 2025, which is either one, hold and hope, hodl and hope. Yeah, either hodl and hope, or two, just DCA into oblivion, which is what a lot of people with a low cap coin like this are doing over and over and over and over again. And ironically, they're worse off than the guy at the barbecue that doesn't have crypto. Because he'll be bragging. This guy at the barbecue will be bragging to the guy holding this that every time he has a barbecue and invites the VRA guy, he's lost money. The portfolio's gone from 10K to 5K to 2K to 1K. You know, if he has a barbecue every year, his portfolio's gone down 98.2% than the last time he spoke to him. That's it. But yeah, that's it for me today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll be back with more content, more videos, more walkthroughs. Again, if you want to get the free DeFi guide, link in description. If you want to book a call with the team, you want to join the community, get your hand held, educate you more, and be around a group of guys who are all on the same path, who are all passionate about crypto, DeFi, And there's none of these guys in the group. I can tell you that. None of these guys. People like barbecues. I love a barbecue. But everyone is on the same kind of mission in the group, and that's why we like it. But yeah, cheers for watching, guys. And I'll see you very soon.